Good afternoon. I'm currently in England, if you didn't know, making a little pit stop, working on some things, and also planning and scheming for a huge South America trip, Central and South America trip, that's going to be commencing in just under a couple of months' time. So get subbed up on the channel if you haven't yet, because you're not going to want to miss what I've got coming up. But today, as you've seen, I've got a bit of an untold story to tell. As part of my last trip, I spent a couple of months on the sub-Saharan African continent. And to be frank, a lot of the reason that I chose Africa for the next trip was because I wanted to cage dive with great white sharks, and Cape Town or Gansbaai was world renowned as one of the best sites to do it. However, I didn't fully do my research, as you're about to find out. So as I said, this is my untold story from great white shark cage diving in Gansbaai, South Africa. If you want to skip to the breakdown of why the day went the way it did and my analysis, you can skip to this part of the video here. But if you want to sit back and watch the day unfold first, then you can do that now. Enjoy. Good morning and welcome to Gansbaai, I think is how you say it, not Gansbaai as it looks like it's pronounced. We're here for one reason and one reason only. We drove for 3 hours this morning to get here from Cape Town. You'll have to excuse the birds, I can't control them. And we're here because it's one of the world's most famous great white shark diving spots. So the numbers here over the last decade and half decade were much higher, but there's still some great whites in the bay, and the last confirmed sighting was actually yesterday. So we're here today on the 16th of May 2023 to try and test our chances of seeing a great white. And worst case scenario, if we don't see any of the great whites that are knocking it about, we will have a chance to see a bronze whaler shark. Well, a bronze whaler shark, more than one bronze whaler shark, and they're also called copper sharks. And they're a similar size, up to 3 meters long, awesome beasts. And we're gonna be in the cage today. It looks super still. You've seen the beauty of the sunrise this morning, and it was worth that 4 AM wake up to get in the car for 4:30 to get down here for sunrise. So we're gonna have a smashing day. Another bucket list item checked off. Like, I've had a mad 3 days in a row. 2 days ago was the Cape Town 10K, which I didn't know about until the day before. That's a full video if you want to check that out. And then yesterday was the Shelby Cobra experience, the perfect boys road trip on the most beautiful roads in the world. We're topping it off, triple header. Third fantastic day with something I've wanted to do since I was a kid. Still want to hold the team up. We've got a safety briefing in a second, then we're going to get out on the water.
When the clouds come in, the sharks are usually more prone to breaching. They have a bunch of algae in the gills, so they jump out, they give a little breach. It's also the cloudy days that we are expected to see a white shark.
Awesome.
So fingers crossed, we might see something.
And that's where we're hanging out, right? Just like where that cloud meets the
Just
blue sky.
past those rocks onto that coastline at the back, which we can't see right now.
Awesome. These are the two friends we've made that we shared the pleasure of that 4 AM car ride with. So we've got Stacey with us today.
Hi, good morning.
And Jonathan.
Hello, good morning.
Both from the States. Where are you from, Jonathan?
Michigan.
Nice. And Stacey?
And North Carolina.
And?
Alaska.
Alaska.
Yeah.
So you're used to the cold water?
Yeah, very much used to it.
All right, we've made it out in the bay, anchors down. Very shortly we'll be getting kitted up, wetsuits on, and cage in the water. Tian, what's the bait that we're using today?
So we have tuna mostly for the blood, and then we have some salmon as well for the oil.
Okay, nice. Any particular order, or just get it all in there?
Salmon first, till we see a white shark, then it's tuna.
Okay, sick.
Oh yeah!
Oh yes, fresh. There you go, here's your camera.
Thank you, sir.
Let's see some sharks, shall we? Pretty cold. Pretty cold in here.
You got a boat in here, don't worry.
I'm using it. And we're back on dry land in this beautiful little seaside town of Gansbaai Port. Shame about the visibility today. I wasn't expecting it to be like that. Obviously, I showed you when you look down at your feet, you can't even see them. So it was nice that we could get the whaler sharks super close and get a few cool little shots of them. But no white shark, unfortunately. You can't have everything all the time. After the last couple of days I've had, I'm not complaining at all. Like I mentioned earlier, they saw a white shark yesterday, juvenile one, and we thought we might have a chance today, but no, nothing. But that's the beauty of it, you never know what you're gonna get. I do have some footage of yesterday's shark though, so I'm gonna put that here and you can have a quick look. Very powerful beasts, and hopefully I'll get another chance in the future to get nice and close and personal to them. But today wasn't my day. I was with the White Shark Diving Company today, and I'll put their details in the bottom of the video if you want to check them out and book something for yourself. So there you go, not quite the experience that we'd hoped for, and I'm going to tell you why. So that's why I'm making this video, to set your expectations so you know what you can possibly expect if you go and do the same. So White Shark Diving Company were fantastic. The experience in terms of what they could control was completely perfect, but as you saw, what the day ended up being was in a freezing cold cage for an hour with zero visibility, literally less than 1.5 meters visibility. Couldn't see my feet, and getting thrashed by bronze whaler sharks every so often. So yeah, of course, that's part of traveling. Things go well, things go badly, and you never know what you're going to get when it's to do with nature and wildlife, especially when you're trying to do an animal sighting. But it's just worth establishing that obviously South Africa had a huge great white shark reputation over the last few years, over the last few decades I should say. But then in 2017 it was noted that orcas / killer whales, whatever you want to call them, started killing great white sharks in the bay for their livers and their hearts, and multiple washed up on the shores of South Africa, and then obviously many more died in the ocean as well. And it's thought that that activity drove a lot of the sharks out of the bay for an extended period of time. That combined with poor fishing regulations, so obviously you've got a lot of bronze whaler sharks now which have kind of increased their rank in the food chain. And the poor fishing regulation leads a lot of people to think that the sharks have left because the food's just not there for them anymore. And so from thousands of sharks maybe 20-30 years ago, it went to hundreds in 2017, and now they're very lucky if they can spot one. But despite not seeing the sharks, it was still a day well spent. Obviously got an hour in a cold plunge, which is always good for the soul. Got to meet some lovely people in Gansbaai and interact with the company as well and get out on the ocean, which was good fun. And watching those birds come in and grab the food as we were making our way out was pretty cool, as well as seeing the copper sharks, the bronze whaler sharks. So that's another shark ticked off the list, even if that wasn't the intended purpose of the trip. So in summary, everyone was feeling pretty sharky in the morning as they'd seen a great white the day before, obviously, so we were so close, and they had perfect visibility the day before as well, as you saw in that other footage, compared to the visibility that I had, and that was just luck on the day. Just be aware, obviously you're going to go out, spend a day doing an excursion, don't hold your breath. Hold your breath when you're under the water, but don't hold your breath for seeing the great whites, because it might not be the opportunity that it once was. So thank you very much for watching this one. Hopefully it's been a nice little escape if you just came onto the channel to see a mini adventure, or if you were thinking about shark diving for yourself, then you know a bit more about what to expect. Otherwise, I'm going to get some more shark diving in South America for sure. So as I said, get subscribed, and I look forward to showing you that, and I look forward to experiencing that when the time comes. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure. And don't forget to like and comment, please. Helps me out, helps with the algorithm. You know how it works.